Hey, it's me again, and welcome back to Minecraft Dimensions. In this episode, we're going to go back into Thaumcraft, and we're going to focus on all the stuff to do with Flux. So, cleaning it up, researching it, and hopefully getting into the next steps of Thaumcraft. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, before we get started with that, in all of my excitement with the jetpack, I forgot to make the armor for it. So, don't worry, it's not too difficult to make. We already have all the machinery we need for it. We don't have any iron. Do we have it in here? Hopefully we do. Ooh. Oh no, did we really? That's crazy. All right, here we go. And just throw this on the bottom, and that should be complete. Next, we need, is it the bronze one? Yeah, so we need 10 bronze. 10, that's not 10. All right, there we go. And then it's this induction smelter. Thanks for the nickel. So we put in the iron armor and then the 10 bronze. Does it need an upgrade or does it need to... Oh, okay. I needed to turn this off. Okay. How long is that going to take? Actually looks pretty quick. Okay, so next we need to make the Invar one. And then after that is the Enderium. I'm pretty sure we have enough Enderium. Oh, we have we made exactly enough Enderium. That's amazing. That's kind of awesome. There we go. And I believe, is it just the two put together? It is just the two put together. Yeah, I'm really eating up all of my RF right now. Okay, but we can just put these two together, and now we have a jetpack with 8 armor. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very nice. Maybe we'd even be able to enchant this as well, which, speaking of, let's get started with making the Enchanting Plus table. Enchanting Plus table upgrade, interesting. So we just need the normal enchanting table. Easy enough. We got plenty of obsidian, apparently. And then, that's not that expensive. Buck and Quill, do we have the resources for that? We do. So straight up, we just made the advanced enchanting table. Not that expensive. I guess in vanilla, the Eye of Ender's not super convenient. But in this, I've got plenty. Oh, the ground bathes in the pearly light of the moon. We gotta get to those events more often, I think. Treasure enchantments require a floor of precious materials in daylight. I don't know what that means, but okay. So what this advanced enchantment table does is it lets you choose the enchantments that you put on there. What's nice is that this flex board can get efficiency. Cost 225. Is that how much experience I need for this? Like, I need 450 experience if I get this. What's the cheapest one? What if I put something else in here? Is it going to be cheaper? 45. Oh, click to enchant. Oh, okay. So, okay, grab the flux bore. 5, click to enchant. Okay, so now the flux bore has efficiency 5. If you are somehow, some way underwhelmed by the 5x5 mining I was doing, allow me to show you what it can do with efficiency 5. So, if you were somehow underwhelmed by 5x5 before, like, this is insane. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a problem for when I'm mining. But yes, this is so much. It's kind of awesome. It's kind of amazing and awesome in every single way. Now also, while we're making our way back home, I did cave in. I know, I caved in. Shouldn't have caved in, but I added in 2 mods. The world didn't break, so, you know, the things worked out. I added in the dank null mod, and I added in another mod that I should have added in before, but I didn't. I was short-sighted. I was supposed to add in a mod that came with another mod. I think it was the Valkyrie and Skies one. That was the one that I added in. So, yeah. So I added in a few mods. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. No enchantments have been made. So what about the jetpack? Can I enchant you at all? Oh, imagine if I could give it protection 5. That would be so amazing. I do want to give this unbreaking as much as I possibly can. Ooh. Ouch. That took a lot of levels. So we don't want silk touch, but I do want fortune. How much can we put in there? Too expensive. Oh, I see. I thought red meant you couldn't do it. With how much XP you have left? No, it means that they're exclusive, which makes sense. You can't have Silk Touch any other one. I may be out of XP, but my XP tank isn't out of XP, so why don't we... I don't want to make a whole big thing out of this Enchanting Plus. I want to get through this as soon as possible so we could go into the Thaumcraft stuff, but I just wanted to show it off a little bit. Is it really powerful? Yes. Being able to choose your enchantments is very strong. I'm the type of person that doesn't really care for the randomness. I would like to get the enchantments that I want out of the things that I get. I don't want to waste time with the random enchantments. Okay, so let's give you maximum fortune. And you know what? It takes up a lot of XP to do it. Mining's fervor. I wish I could know what that means. That's enough for Enchanting Plus. I just wanted to show it off a little bit. We'll get into it a little bit more once we get into Divine RPG, which I believe is next up on my list for the adventure block. So let's get into Thaumcraft. So when we left off with Thaumcraft, we did a little bit of Auramancy. But we kind of had to stop because the flux was getting a little bit too much, which it hasn't changed. I don't think at all, doesn't seem, from memory. So it seems like I'm going to have to do some flux cleanup here, which is progress. So we do want to progress a little bit into Thaumcraft to get some neat little fun things. But in order to do that, we're going to have to get to the step where we can actually clean up flux, which we can also take this as an opportunity to make some progression. But in order to do that, it might, things might be a little bit messy here. What we need to do, we need to take that cauldron, in the dumbest way I could possibly do it. But it's me we're talking about here. All right, so I have everything I need. So why don't we just go out and find a nice faraway place for us to tame the world a little bit here, because in order to research how to get rid of flux, you need to make a lot of it. And I don't want to do that near my home. So we're just going to make a little bit of a hole like right here. Put you in there, put you here. And we might need to grab just a little bit of water, just in case we need to do this a couple of times. And the way that you do this is to throw in a lot of cobblestone, and then empty all the essentia into the world. So now we can see there's a bit more bad things in the air here. Now we're gonna need, in order to get this, let the flux build, which is what we're leading up to right now. We're gonna need to do that until it's built enough that bad things start happening. So we're gonna throw in the rest of that stack. Maybe that'll be enough, maybe not. Because all that essentia in the air, and it's still not even as much as I had in my house. Like, still that's not enough. And you can have another stack. I don't want to go too crazy high because I don't need things to be irreversible over here. Okay, is that enough? Let's try to do just a slight bit more here. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. What in the world? What are you? What matter of nightmare is this? Anyway, okay, and I missed. Empty that into the air. How are we doing? Okay, is it just spreading wildly? Okay, so we might need to just put a whole bunch in. Yeah, look how low it went. Okay, there we go. Yeah, is this it? Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of flux. It's certainly built. Okay, how much more do you need? This is so much. It seems like there's too much flux in the local aura. Oh, okay. So this is what we were working for, right? Did I scan it? I guess I did. So flux. So we did it. We've completed this. So now we can work through this. As I suspected, these. Oh, it's making sounds. Maybe I should read this, but in a safe spot, maybe. As I suspected, these tears are holes in reality itself. The chaotic energies that flow from them is extremely dangerous, and I should find a way to close these rifts as soon as possible. Oh, okay. My observations of the rift itself has revealed some interesting things, however. The rifts actually seem to feed on flux. The more flux there is in the environment, the larger they grow, and they also grow more unstable over time. And eventually, this instability causes a burst of pure chaotic energy. This energy can take many forms and is seldom a good thing. Fortunately, they regain some stability when this happens. The severity of the chaos burst depends on the size of the rift. Even though I cannot close them yet, maybe I can find some way of keeping them stable. Flux cleanup. So now we need to research the V battery, which is, the flux battery is, it seems like it should be an artifice, right? Or unless V battery, you want crystal farming. Okay, crystal farming. All right, so it seems like we're gonna need to leave this thing unintended for a bit. Don't go anywhere. Do I know what I've just unleashed upon the world here? Oh the sugarcane. This is ridiculous. Look at this sugarcane. It's taller than the mountain. It's taller than the mountain. I guess it's just gonna go to build height. That's crazy. So we needed one of each of the crystals. Why is this a prerequisite for this? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I don't really care about that. I just need to get to the battery, which is in Oromancy. You just complete that. Don't care. Didn't ask. Where is my Flux cleanup? Here we go. Flux cleanup. I may have made a mess of things. I have allowed Flux to build up in the aura, and now I need to get rid of it fast. Fortunately, the answer might be found in one of the unique properties of Flux. Technically, Flux is just dirty V, but what sets it apart is the fact that it can easily transform from a form of energy into physical matter. This makes it dangerous as it can spawn taint and other forms of nastiness, but maybe it can also be coaxed into safer forms. Oh, you want me to tear? Oh, I thought I was safe. I thought I was done with theory crafting. All right, well, I will work on this theory crafting, so I will be back when it is done. All right, 10 agonizing minutes later, we are back. So now we got the research. All we need is the file of Vintium, which we might be able to do that pretty easily. I don't think we already have a file of Vintium, or Vitium. Okay, we don't have enough. Vitium is another wart, right? Yes, it is. So we just need to make a little bit of Vitium from the nether wart. So don't need a crazy amount, but we might as well make a little bit more than what it's asking for. From here, we can just take it like this. Let's do this research. Here we go. Ooh, this is a lot. Oh, this is a lot. I don't know. We'll see about that one. Closing the flux rifts. Maybe I should have done this one a little bit sooner. Okay, so theory in Oromancy. I'll do that real quick. We'll be right back. All right, there we go. That's that research complete. All right, closing flux rifts. This is also a lot of reading. This shouldn't take too long. I've studied the chaotic energies that form these flux rifts, and I've made an interesting discovery. The rifts themselves are inherently unstable. In theory, they will close naturally should they become unstable enough, but the laws of our reality makes this highly unlikely. Instead of their unstable energy is usually released in small bursts. That is probably a good thing. The amount of energy that will be released should a fully unstable rift collapse would be catastrophic. I think that I've worked out a way to trigger that collapse without the rift needing to be fully unstable. In short, I plan on blowing them up. Yes! No normal explosive will do, however. I need an explosive that sends its destructive energies into more than the 3 normal dimensions. To this end, I have designed an explosive I have named the Causality Collapser. This pulsing red sphere needs to be thrown as close to the rift as possible. In theory, it will break down the chaotic energies together holding the rift. Unfortunately, my calculations suggested that while collapsing the rift will release large amounts of unstable primal energy, the more unstable the rift, more chaotic this release will be. I should try and make the rift as stable as possible before detonating the explosives. Whoa, okay, that's a lot. This is not cheap. All right, well, I guess I'll work on this. I don't think you guys need to see me make that because it's a lot of stuff that I've already made before. Nothing crazy to be seeing there. So we'll be cutting back to the infusion process. Okay, so I have all the ingredients. The last thing to do is to make this one thing I haven't made before, so I figured I'd do it on camera. It's this morphic resonator, which we need more air. Okay, so we got 44 more air. It's enough for what we need. Gonna refill on our primals. It seems like we're pretty low on all of them. So this took rare earth. The rare earth you can get as a chance from mining like diamonds and emeralds and stuff like that. And I think you can also, I think I got it from amber once as well. Okay, so now we can begin the crafting process, but we're probably only gonna be able to be making one just because it says it's highly unstable. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to need to make the Essentia for this. So I guess I'll go and make the Essentia. It's 50 Vidium and 50 Alienus. So Ender Pearls. Man, we're eating up our Ender Pearls. Yeah, let's just put a stack of those in. And another quartz. Let's put half a stack in. And I'm going to go and make this stuff. And I'll be right back when it's done. And then we should begin the infusion process. Actually, you know what? I'll kind of set things up while that goes. Over here, the crafting recipe was okay, so the elementum is on both sides. So I made this by I put in 1 piece of coal, 1 piece of sand, and then another piece of coal, and that's how you make elementum. how you make niter was 1 piece of coal, 2 pieces of torches, and then a glowstone dust. Again, those things were not too crazy to get. On the bottom is the V resonator. We've made this plenty of times. On the sides is the TNT. Or no. It's the redstone. TNT's in the middle, which we got this TNT from the Oromancy episode 10. I don't remember what episode. It was the Oromancy episode, and we got it from this chest that was like right here. So if you're wondering where that TNT came from that. Oh, and also came from another chest. I remember that. That was earlier, even earlier on than that. Okay, so it does say it's highly unstable, and I don't have much stabilization going on, so we're gonna have to stay on top of that at all times. Get everything ready in case stuff falls out. And then we're also going to need our casting gauntlet. All right, you know what? It's taking longer than I thought it would. So while we wait, why don't we read this? So I have managed to find a way of turn pure flux in the aura into flux essentia. Flux essentia is hardly benign, but it is much easier to handle than raw flux. Unfortunately, the process is not simple, cheap, or fast. I've drawn up plans for a flux condenser. When supplied with lots of essentia, it can draw flux from the aura and force it to become essentia itself. Every point of flux drawn from the aura will require 5 or more essentia and some time. The type of essentia does not matter as long as I do not use flux essentia. That would be bad. Essentia can be piped into the sides of the condenser, and the resulting flux essentia can be drained from the bottom. The condenser is not all that is needed. I also need a special lattice that will actually draw the flux from the aura. The lattice pieces can be connected to the top of the condenser and each other to form a multi-block structure. The more pieces that I connect, the quicker the condenser can draw flux from the aura. It does, however, increase the eccentric cost. I don't think I need to read all this. We can probably stop around here. So yeah, I guess this is going to reduce the flux in the aura. Ooh, 500 V cost. I guess we do have 1,000. So this isn't terribly expensive. It's gonna need a lot of thaumium, which shouldn't be too bad. Also, we probably do want to use that sooner rather than later because we do have a lot of, I think it was talking about this essentia. I can pipe this essentia into the machine. The machine will then convert that into flux, this Vicium stuff, and then, it will drain it from the aura, which is getting more and more in here. I mean, it's a good thing I'm already trying to make the stuff to get rid of it. So we at least have that going for us. But, and we need to not put the Vicium, this stuff, into there. Because I'm pretty sure that's what it's talking about. When it's talking about the, you can't put the flux essentia back in there. And I'm fairly certain that that's what this is. Yeah, we can put our metallum in there. Not our herba. I want the herba to go into the growth lantern. So we do get something out of these rifts. There is a point to making them purposefully, which I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing right now. Although, wasn't exactly my plan to do this right now. I just wanted it to build up a little bit. I mean, this is why I didn't want to do it at the house. My plan was not to spawn a rift. That's not what I wanted to do. That's just how things ended up being. So we're just going to see how things end up there. Okay, so I gotta be ready. I gotta be ready to replace these whenever they break. And unfortunately, let's check to make sure this is all right. Okay, it looks good. I have to be on top of things because it can be unstable very quickly, and we definitely need this to go as quickly as possible because I have very little stability. Ooh, that's scary. Yeah, I need to get the stability on very soon. Oh, it's already unstable. Okay, I gotta get ready. Okay, it's on the Vicium now, though. Dangerously unstable, that's bad. All right, gotta get ready for things to get knocked off. We have to be really ready. I don't like these sounds that you're making. Okay, I don't think that was broken. I think these are getting absorbed. Okay, all right. Elementum, go, 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 go. Oh, okay, we made it. Okay, now we cannot make another one of these. All right, I'm gonna have to work on the infusion stability at some point, especially if I want to make another one of these. Let's try to chill out for a little bit in any more of this stuff. The flux cannot take more of me burning essentia up into the air, so let's not do that. Let's just go over and close this flux rift, and hopefully things didn't get too bad. I don't know how you're supposed to stabilize the rift. I don't know what it's talking about there. Maybe that's what that flux cleanup thing is about, and I'm wrong. That maybe it doesn't take flux from the aura, in which case that would be bad. I thought that was the whole point of doing this, besides progressing a little bit. And it's over here, and you can even see it through blocks. I mean, that's nice that if it spawns in somewhere you can't see it. Okay, so just like this. Research completed warp. You've gained temporary warp. And I have the flux flu. That's not good. That's bad. We definitely do not want to have the flux flu. And we definitely do not want to have flux on us. I think that's our first bit of flux that we gained. I've been avoiding it from the research because I know gaining flux is bad. Did it say temporary? Oh, I can't even see what it said. Hopefully it said temporary because temporary goes away over time, permanent. Oh no, it doesn't go away over time. I think you have to do something to get rid of it. I'm pretty sure it never becomes permanent, so at least we have that going for us. We just have a little bit of flux that we need to worry about here. All right, so we got rid of that. You know what? Let me go back. I know. Just after I got home, I want to check to make sure that the flux has gone down enough that I'm not gonna have to worry about doing that all over again. And there we go. So we're not gonna be getting any more of those rifts because this is way too small of a flux store in order to do that. So we should be good in that regard. We just got to be careful in our own chunks now that we do not accidentally cause a rift to spawn, because infusion altar's kind of down for the count for a bit after that. Oh, it looks like we unlocked something. We're gonna have to look at that later. For now, we just got to focus on getting this. So the complex arcane mechanism requires a simple one, which is brass. So we need 2 brass from that, plus 4 brass from here. So then 8. We need 8 brass. Brass is pretty easy. Do I have any left over? I know I made them. No, I probably do not. Yeah, brass is very, very easy to make. So to make brass, you grab copper equal to the amount that you need. So we need 8 here. Then you also grab flint equal to the amount you need. Now, I did shovels before. Shovels was not as efficient as flint because flint has 5 instrumentum, which is the exact amount that you need. And then all you get left over is some terra. And, you know, not that big of a deal. Terra is used for a lot of recipes, so you should be good in that regard. So put in the flint first, then put in the copper, and then your slivers, and then be ready to refill, unlike I was unready to fulfill. And now, oh no, things are gonna get, oh, don't let it, come on, come on, come on. Don't let it dissipate. Okay. Phew. Yeah, it's not gonna, putting things into here is not going to increase the warp, I'm pretty sure, or the flux in the aura. It will only do that if you let it burn out on its own. You gotta get rid of that with some quartz slivers. And then we need to make those all into brass. And then we're gonna need a piston and some thaumium. Oh, that was such a missed opportunity with that terra. Also, we can kind of just throw the terra that we have. Although dirt is exactly 5 terra. So how much thaumium are we going to need for this? 2 here. Just a 2? Oh, but we're gonna need it for these as well. Let's try to make 2 of these, I think. So 6, which means 6 of this. 6 Salus Mundus. Okay, so we're a bit short on Salus Mundus. Oh, we have brass in here. Well, whatever. So let's make a ton of Salus Mundus. So all of our Terra, all of our Metallum. We have a lot of Bestia. Let's make it out of Victus, because I'm pretty sure Victus is more common. Terra, Metallum, Victus, Redstone, a bowl, and then a flint. Let's just make as much as we need, or as much as we can. Put 6 of that in there, and I'm pretty sure it's iron, but just to make sure that that is the case, let's check. And it is iron indeed. Iron. Oh, right, I don't have iron. Haha. Oh, hey, I have iron. Oh, well, you know what? You know, sometimes things work out. You know, sometimes things do go your way, which is, you know, never what I'm expecting. All right, so let's clear this out and refill it and get ready this time in case I need to do that. So iron is last. Put in the quartz slivers, and is that everything? So we need 1 more quartz sliver real quick. Run, get to that, and potentia. All right, so that is 6 thaumium, and now we can make the things that we need. We need a piston. Do I have any pistons? All right, here we go. Piston. We only needed the 1. All right, remind me real quick the recipe. So for these, it's a stick and 2 iron plates on both sides, and we're gonna need 2, so we're gonna need another one of these. I'm gonna have to go on a mining expedition, which means maybe at the end of the episode I will make a dank knoll, so to kind of show it off, because I'm gonna want that for my next mining trip, and I did that wrong. So it's 2 on both sides, 2 brass plates, and then a stick in the middle. So let's make some brass plates. We're gonna need another one. Actually, I could just use the hammer. There we go. And then what was it? We needed a stick. So the stick goes in the middle, and then 2 brass plates here and here. Did I do it? Why do I do this every single? No? Oh, do you need water? Oh, it needs water. All right, I'll go get water. All right, there we go. We got the aqua crystals, and that should be it. And then I readjusted them, so now I have to put it back to where it was. There we go. So then it's the piston in the middle. 2 of these on both sides, and then the thaumium. Did I do it wrong again? What was it? Man, I cannot remember anything for the life of me. Piston in the middle. Oh, it needs to be plates. Yep. All right. Do they all need to be plates? Actually, let's be careful here. Hammer. I can make another one. It's cheap. If it runs out of durability, it's gonna take a long time before it gets there. Anyway, doop. And now they're in the wrong plate. What? Does it need Ignis? Does it need Ignis? Is that what it needs? Does it need Ignis? Does it want Ignis? It wants Ignis. Oh my goodness. Just because I needed to restock this stuff a while ago. Okay, complex arcane mechanism. Now, we just need 2 great wood logs, brass plates, and great wood logs. So put you in here, you here. The great wood, just 2 of these on the sides. And then what was the other bit? The pipe. Do I have any left over? Because that would be great if I did. I do have exactly 1 Essentia pipe left over. That's kind of awesome. Okay, put you in there. What am I doing wrong? 5 Perditio. Oh my goodness. Oh man. It really needed all the ones that I was short on. All right, here we go. Flux condenser. Let's make 2 of those, the other things that we need. The lattices. So we need the Essentia filter, which needs water, but we got plenty of water now. Silverwood. Grab the silverwood. We're gonna need, let's just grab a log. And let's make a few extra here. Am I doing something wrong? I am, because it's 2 gold. Let's just make a solid amount, just in case we need any for the future. Are you going to want anything else that we have? Okay, we're good in that regard. We do have to make this into a plate. So we have the quartz, so we can just straight up make this now. So it's like that. You put the quartz over here, and then 2 of the Essentia pipes, and that is it. Nice. So now that means we got everything done in this episode that I was hoping to do. But now I'm going to reread how to set this up. So I will be right back once I've done that. So you pump the Essentia from the sides and you put the lattices on top, right? Is that right? Piped into the sides of the condenser, and the resulting flux can be drained from the bottom. So if I take our Vicium from over here, and then I just put it on the bottom, take our Metallum, and let's replace this. Actually, can I just put you next to it? No. So we're going to have to put the pipes there. And we'll put them like down here, just to make it so that we know which one it is. So we're going to need to make more of those pipes. Okay, here we go. Essentia tubes. So now we pump these into the sides. Hopefully it does it automatically. And then this should work. Okay, so it's draining. And can we see a visible change? Oh, I got excited there for a second. It doesn't seem like it. We can do some scanning here. That was a lot of Essentia stuff. Okay. Now, is it making Vicium? It is connected, though. That makes me want to say that it's working. You know what? Let's make 1 more of those things just to make it nice and even. Yeah, not terribly expensive at all. I need to start mass crafting some brass and thaumium. For now, we're just going to keep things the way they are. Probably going to do that off camera. Definitely going to do that off camera. Okay, and there we go. Now it looks nice. Okay, so Vicium, it went up. It was at 83, now it's at 91. So it does increase. And it does seem like it takes up a lot of Essentia. Thankfully, we do have a lot of Essentia that have more than I will need. And has it gone down visibly yet? I don't know, but it is working. And it has to be doing something, right? It can draw flux from the aura and force it to become Essentia itself. Okay, so I think I've done that right. So now we can have this all be drained and make my life a little bit easier for doing more Thaumcraft things in the future. So now we can begin cleaning up all of our flux. That's going to be pretty awesome. What did I say that I wanted to do before the end of the episode? Thank no. Yes. So that's enough for the Thaumcraft. We'll come back again later to do stuff with the Void Seeds. So why don't we actually scan these Void Seeds real quick? And that might unlock the research that we need with them in the future, but that's going to take a little bit more time. So we're going to have to wait until then before we really get into the Thaumcraft stuff. So, okay, how many emeralds do I have? 83. What? 83? Okay, so that must have been from Chocolate Quest. 83 is a lot. I don't feel like I had that much, but I guess I do. Dank Knoll. So Dank Knoll, you need to make 5 of these panels, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tiers in the creative option. We're going to need 4 blocks of coal for each, and there's 5. So 20 blocks of coal. Hopefully we have enough. Ooh. Wow, we just had enough. That's amazing. Okay. And then, does it have to be the lime? It has to be the lime. There we go. We're just going to need the 1. All right, there we go. And this should make all 5 of what we need. There we go. And then, boom. Dank Knoll. I had to add it in. I thought I did. It was my intention to put it in, and it is in now. So, what is the Dank Knoll? Well, it's kind of like an ME system in your pocket, except it doesn't craft because that's what you do. You're the crafting table. So let's grab some dirt, and let's grab some cobblestone. So, if I shift and right click, I can open up the menu. I can put dirt in, and I can put cobblestone in. Now, it can hold 2 billion items each, and there's 54 slots. And let's say I did some mining and there's cobblestone on the ground. Well, there's cobblestone in the Dank Knoll. I picked it up, but it's not in my inventory. It's in the Dank Knoll. It's kind of like a second inventory that holds a lot of items. And what it's great for is it's great for mining. You can put, like, let's say, redstone. Typically when you go mining, you get a lot of redstone. Now, it's not going to fill up your inventory. It's going to go into the Dank Knoll instead. And, you know, chances are you're not going to have 2 billion redstone in your mining expeditions. So that's why the Dank Knoll is kind of just, it's awesome. And that's why I wanted it, because I wanted a place to put all of the cobblestone that I grab as I mine, which is what I'm going to have to do off camera since, you know, I ate up all of my iron. But yes, so that is enough for Thaumcraft. We got our Flux cleanup going. Hopefully in the next episode, I can actually show that it went down by a lot. But yeah, so we made that. We got the void seeds in the process of trying to get to Flux cleanup, which will be important for things in the future, or at least that's what I've read. I haven't gotten to this point. This is kind of new for me. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so that is enough for this episode. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below. There's a game that you want to see me play, let me know and I might just give it a go. And hey, thank you so much for watching. See ya.